Russian submarine activity around Britain's coast has increased tenfold in the past 6 years, the new defense secretary has warned. Numbers of submarines sent by the Kremlin to UK waters are now similar to the levels of the Cold War, Gavin Williamson said. It comes as former senior military commanders warn that Britain's armed forces are close to breaking. Russian submarine activity around Britain's coast has increased tenfold in the past 6 years. Pictured is one of the country's nuclear ballistic missile submarines en route to St. Petersburg. Yesterday, the former head of the Royal Navy, Admiral Sir George Zambellas, told MPs that its anti-submarine warfare capability was inadequate and his successor was struggling with further cuts. Related articles previous. 1 Next. Putin's lying machine, revealed, how Russia's spewing out. Russia has hacked Britain's national grid and tried to share this article. Share script dm.later, bundle, function, if, dm.rotator, new dm.rotator, p18, page size, 1, page count, 1.0, active class, active, rotate, false, $, number p18.share.on, click, function, dms.facebook.post related. The UK was forced to call upon the US and Canada to help hunt down a suspected Russian submarine just last month. Speaking about the UK's arsenal to deal with the Russian threat, Admiral Zambellas said, "I think the total of the sum of those parts is in my view inadequate for the current strategic risk." General Sir Richard Barons, the former commander of Joint Forces Command, was among the ex-chiefs to warn that defence cuts mean the army is now 20 years out of date and ready to fall over. He also warned there are existential risks to the UK that the armed forces are unable to deal with. Gavin Williamson said numbers of submarines sent by the Kremlin to UK waters are now similar to the levels of the Cold War. He said defence was short of £2 billion a year in funding, and if more money was not spent, the government would be responsible for tipping the armed forces into institutional failure. General Barons added the army lacked air defences, unmanned drones and cyber warfare capabilities. Lib Dem defence spokesman Sir Menzies Campbell said, "This scathing criticism from a top former general emphasises the increasingly fragile nature of Britain's defence capabilities. The government must listen to this stark warning." His comments came ahead of next week's budget, in which Philip Hammond is expected to ignore calls by former Defence Secretary Sir Michael Fallon to give more money to the MOD spokesman said of the submarine hunt, "We play a leading role in NATO and work closely with our allies on security in the North Atlantic. We have robust protection in place for our vessels and are investing £3 billion of our rising budget into buying 9 new P-8 aircraft to patrol the seas."